we'll do more about this next time, but I want to get it out. Your deliverable is going to be something like the midterm, the group midterm, but bigger. You're going to get a PowerPoint and a report. I am going to be in the position of a venture capitalist. A venture capitalist with money to invest. Think about addressing people, and I might bring in some others as well. But you're trying, I want you to have bold ideas. I've been emphasizing this, but they have to be, venture capitalists take risks. But it has to be, a risk is something where you sort of measure and weigh the potential benefits with the risks and on the chance that it might not work. I want you to be pushing the edge, pushing the envelope out here. I don't want you to go just a centimeter forward. I want to see jumps forward. I want to invest in technology that's going to leap forward. So, strategic planning. Go on next. This is just a general model. Go on next. If everyone can do it, you can't achieve extraordinary results. Be different. You got to be different here. This is pushing for creativity. Next. Operational excellence. So its strategy is not about operational excellence. It's about doing things differently than your rivals. Who is this? How is he different?
He's naked.
And he started off being an ordinary lawyer. Then he got naked and he changed the world. So, next. I've said this in different ways to almost everybody, every one of you in here. If you take a marketing course, they talk about the marketing principle is to address your customer needs. Now, sometimes customers don't know the needs, so they actually see the exciting thing you've done. But you have to be customer oriented. You have to, everything about success is satisfying some kind of customer need. If customers don't get a benefit out of it, you won't sell. Or you won't then, if you're doing social benefit, there has to be a driving need. Make this clear in your presentations. I'm going to put this on the website. These slides on the website. Next. Go back. A value proposition or set of benefits different from those that the competitors offer. So a couple of you have come up to me with mentioned ideas, and I've said, this might be a competitive idea. I don't mean to blow holes in you. You just have to be able to position yourself. Better to know about the competitor now than in the presentation. Next. Obviously, this is profit is going to be somehow you have to be able to justify that what you're doing is somehow going to be, the benefits that you're delivering. It just sounds like obvious. Everybody knows what profit is. But if you've got some clever idea that maybe only 3 or 4 people might buy, and it takes $1 million to produce it, that's not a win. You got to have the revenues have to somehow be out there that are big enough to exceed the cost. And if it's a risky deal, they have to exceed the cost by a lot, not just by a little. It has to be obviously profitable, not just marginal, because there's risk involved in it. I want to see 2 or 3 times my investment come back. Next. Willingness to pay. The people out there have to be willing to pay for it. Next. So you have to somehow drive away. Okay, go. Next. Competitive advantage. Either you increase your revenues profitably or you decrease your costs without, I can't remember where I meant that. Next. Huh? Low cost. Competitive advantage. Next. Here, look at this. Think about how you're positioning yourself. You can be broad or you can be niche focused. You can be unique, in which case you have to make yourself different than the rest, or you can be low cost. Niche is all about, and many of you are going to be in this kind of category, looking at a very specialized market need. but you have to clearly identify. Think of a scenario of somebody that really is desperate to have your solution. That's a good selling point. Next. You all know SWOT, right? Yeah. Good. So I want to see in your presentation and paper, think about the SWOT. And where are you in this kind of trade-off? Are you going to be the aggressive type, diversifying, whatever? Next. You got to see how to build, when you give your presentation, not just an idea, but something about how you're going to build this kind of capability. An organization, the capability is, here's the technical definition, organizationally embedded, non-transferable, firm-specific resource. That is, the big question here is, why can't somebody copy you and take your idea away? The robustness of your idea. If you put it up and somebody else, what keeps MySpace in business? You guys can do a MySpace yourself or a Facebook. What keeps them going? Once they get that big mass, it's hard to steal it away. Next. Oh, here's our friend Walmart again. Walmart positioned themselves in low cost. So they're very broad, very low cost. Next. Think about which poker game you're playing. Choose the game. Choose the game where you're going to play. Next. Now, you're going to do something, you're going to do a business model which is a little bit less than the complete business plan. That is, you're here as technologists. I want you to give some sketch of the profitability. You have to be convincing about the profitability, but I don't need to see 5-year financial statements. That's what the business plan is like. I don't need that level of detail. I'm much more interested in the cleverness, the creativity, and pushing you to think creatively here. Creatively, but practically. Next. So the business plan, this is a document, you're going to get a document in the presentation that conveys your organization's prospects and growth potentials. You're starting a company here. It's not just the idea. You're proposing a company. Think of your company name. Think of how you're going to identify yourself. The various things that a company does. Your products and services. Your market. How the products will be made or the services performed. Next. I say it over and over. Identify the need. This is the driving thing. These are some sample kinds of arguments. The industry is suggesting a slow erosion of our traditional end products, continued decrease in time to market. These are sort of motivating lines that might appear in a business plan. Next. Yours is going to be for the sort of summary plan. I'm going to say, since it's a group thing, 10 to 15 pages is appropriate. I don't need 100 pages. 10 to 15 pages. All right. The other would be part 25. That's counting pictures. We'll say 10 to 25. Does that give you enough? I'm interested not in the quantity, but the idea. It's the idea that counts. I'm not going to count. I don't pay based on the number of lines. Next.
What if you know your idea is 5%?
Components of business plan, summary, background about your business, your products, you're going to be particular. You're looking at a business model, so you're focusing on one specific product idea. General financial information, give us some idea of what it takes before you start actually selling something, how much development. Sketch it out. Next. This, of course, is the problem of every startup company. You don't start off making a profit. You always start off going negative, but you got to convince the investor that after a certain amount of time, you're going to be positive. And sufficiently positive before you do that.